If you are in a relationship and your partner can go to bed mad at you, if your partner can go to bed happily, sleeping good, sleeping like a baby while you're crying, while you're angry, while you're stressing, while you're guessing, while you're losing sleep because of a fight you guys have or repetitive fights that you guys are having, if your partner can go to bed mad at you, I'm sorry, you are in the wrong relationship. Letting your partner going to bed mad at you, or you guys going to bed mad at each other and one person sleeps and the other person is just up, that is the beginning to an end of a relationship. What up, beautiful people? For Haley's here. And I really want to talk about this because when I was in my last relationship, this was literally the biggest pet peeve, and I would just let it go. I would just let it slide because I didn't know at the time that he was very emotionally unavailable, and I would never date someone who's emotionally unavailable. That is a big red flag for me. That's also a huge deal breaker. But because I was so emotionally attached to this person, I was very codependent on this person. I lost my identity. I lost who I was. I didn't know how to let him go. I also did not know how to start all over. I kept tolerating and I kept accepting even the bare minimum for myself. And the more that I kept doing that, the more miserable, the more depressed, the more anger I had, the more I really started to hate him. Like, you guys ever been in a relationship where you love that person, but you really don't like them? Like, you love them, but you don't even like them. You wake up and you're like I have love for this person because of my time, my investment, the energy I put into this relationship, the years I put, the history I put, but you don't like who they are as a person. Like, you can't stand them. You would not be friends with them if y'all was just friends. Like, if you was related to them, they're not the type of people you would hang out with, the people that you would talk to. Like, I could not stand him. I strongly dislike him. Like, in my mind, I'm like, how does he have friends? When you get to that point in a relationship where you are letting things slide because you have to take accountability. You got to take responsibility because you let things get there. You tolerated it. You accepted their disrespect. You was loyal to their disrespect, to their bare minimum. If you guys are going to bed mad at each other, if this person lets you go to bed while you're hurting, while you're stressing, this person does not care about you. He doesn't care about the relationship hard enough to reduce stress from you, where he's worried about your feelings, where he's worried about your emotions. I say this to say that a real partner, a real man, a real woman, especially ladies, if you're listening to me, if that man really loves you, he would not want you to go to bed hurting. He would not want you to go to bed sad. He would not want you to lose sleep because of him. He would not want you to be stressed out because of him. He would not want you to wake up even more mad because of him. Like, if you guys are letting y'all partners going to bed angry at y'all, or you guys was just in a fight, you gotta somehow talk it out or come to a common ground. Even if you guys are a little bit mad at each other, even if there's tension in the air, at least you guys can go to bed hugging each other, holding on to each other, telling each other that y'all love each other. If y'all just sleeping and he's not even holding on to you, you're not even holding on to him, y'all not even talking to each other, y'all can't even look at each other, that is the beginning to the end of a relationship. I'm telling you. You as a woman, you are going to wake up the next morning, you are going to hate him even more. You know, the problems that men think that when y'all going to sleep, all the problems is going to disappear. But men, they do not realize the reality. You're going to wake up, you're going to feel good, you're going to get your sleep, you're not going to care about the problems. But a woman, 80% of the time, she's going to care. And now she's not even mad at you anymore. Now she has resentment towards you. Now she's bitter. Now she's even more angrier than what she was because all you had to do was have a simple conversation. All you had to do was come to a common ground. And even if y'all fighting and even if y'all arguing, don't ever let your woman go into bed mad at you. Because while you're letting it go and you thinking things are sweet and you thinking things are going to go back to normal, in her mind, she's slowly tapping out from the relationship. Before a woman physically leaves a relationship, she's mentally and emotionally leaving from the relationship first. If you showing her that you don't care about her, you're not reassuring her that things are going to be okay, that you guys are one before y'all go into bed, before y'all wake up, slowly but surely, she's going to fall out of love with you. She's going to see a life without you. And a lot of men, y'all get this wrong. Y'all thinking she's suffering. Y'all thinking that she's stressing and guessing, and the whole time she is adjusting to your disrespect. She is adjusting to your bare minimum. She's going to tap out of the relationship slowly. Women emotionally, mentally leaves the relationship before they physically leave. And that's why when they're done, there ain't no coming back. And I know a lot of people, they always be like, oh, but we're just going to bed, mad at each other. We'll wake up and everything is going to go away. For me, in my relationship personally, every time I woke up, I really disliked the person I was with more. Like, I really disliked him. I really started to hate him. When we was living together and he would come home from work, I didn't hug him. I'm telling you, I did not even like him. Like, I was falling so much out of love with him. I didn't want to sleep with him. I didn't like kissing him. I didn't like him holding on to me. I didn't like him touching me, because repeatedly, I had to basically teach him how to be a man. I had to tell him, like, let's talk about this. Let's work things out. And the more how much he showed me he didn't care, I started to slowly not care either. This can go both ways too, because I know a lot of ladies, they don't like to talk. They don't like to communicate. Some of them is just emotionally unavailable. And if you have someone who likes to talk, who likes to communicate, you really have to be very grown and mature and face your issues head on first. Don't let your issues linger on and manifest and become even bigger issues, because when you're in a relationship, it's you and your partner versus the problem. It's not you versus your partner. And this is exactly why a lot of relationships fall out, because two people are not in a partnership. They're against each other. So if you want your relationship to last, learn how to communicate, learn how to understand. In my relationship, at that point, once it got to the point where we would go to bed mad at each other, there was no communication, there was no understanding. I'm telling you, I really started not to care. I was becoming emotionally unavailable to him. And I'm not that type of person in real life. I like to communicate my problems. I like to talk it out. I like me and my partner to have a good day, to just be together, to just have so much joy. Like, any issues me and my partner have, I love that me and him, we could talk about it. But when I was with that person, I was becoming a whole different version of myself that I did not like. And when you're in the wrong relationship, the version of you that you do not like, the version of you that you don't ever want to become, you start to become, because you are in the wrong relationship. This person is bringing out the worst in you. The right relationship, that person will bring out the best in you. When you stay long for someone who is wrong, you're not going to have peace. You're not going to be happy. You're going to have happy moments, but long term, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be stressing. You're going to be guessing. You're going to be losing sleep. You're always going to be hurting. You're always going to be mad. And then the saddest part is, you take out your anger to your friends. You take out your anger to your family, to people that has never done anything to you. When I was in that relationship, I was so mean to my family. I was so mean to them. I had an attitude. I was so bitter. And they would tell me, like, why you act like that? This is not how you are. Why are you so mean? Why are you so bitter? Why are you so angry? And in my mind, I knew the relationship I was in was bringing out the worst in me. And I was not liking who I was becoming. So these are the biggest signs that you are in the wrong relationship. And if this is where you at right now, it's never late to leave, but you got to get out. You got to save yourself, because when you are dating wrong, your mind, your emotions, mentally within yourself, you start to drown. You start to lose yourself. You start to lose your identity. And it's so hard to come back from that. It is so hard to heal from that. So I hope you guys like this content. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back for more videos.